There's a whole slate of games crowding the calendar this summer, but just one has managed to keep my attention locked, at least for now, and that is Mafia The Old Country. I haven't gone hands-on yet, none of us outside Hangar 13 have, but the new breaking Omerta where it all began video and a fresh round of press material add enough hard detail to justify that focus. Here's why this pre-war Sicilian crime story looks like the most promising release in the months ahead. First, the structure. Hangar 13 has now confirmed, again in plain language, that The Old Country is not a modern open-world sprawl. It's a guided, chapter-driven experience closer to the 2002 original, designed so the narrative never loosens its grip while still giving you pockets of downtime to explore rural villages, coastal roads, and subterranean catacombs between missions. That design choice alone already sets it apart from the forever games that dominate the release schedule. The newest footage illustrates how that focus translates into moment-to-moment play. We see Enzo Favara slip through a crumbling cistern, knife a guard, distract another with thrown gravel, and clear the room with precisely 4 revolver rounds. No run and gun excess, every bullet accounted for. Hangar 13 calls the philosophy every bullet counts, and it's reinforced by reload animations that punish panic firing. Combat isn't just about bullets though. Sicilian knife fighting traditions inform a one-on-one duel system that pops up at critical story beats. Timing, footwork, and short blades replace the franchise's usual quick-time assassinations. When steel meets steel in these duels, the camera stays tight and grounded, more personal than cinematic. Traversal is equally era-specific. Horses and sputtering turn-of-the-century cars share the same dirt roads, and the game lets you pivot between them mid-mission. A chase might start with Enzo on horseback, shift to a motorcar hijack, and end with a hillside shootout without a cutscene taking the wheel. Vintage physics matter, cars backfire, tires skid on loose gravel, horses shy at muzzle flashes, and every transition feels improvised rather than scripted. Under the hood, the team is on Unreal Engine 5 for the first time in series history. That upgrade is obvious in small touches. Lantern light that flickers across damp stone, fabric that wrinkles when Enzo shoulders a rifle, black powder residue slowly staining his cuffs over the course of a firefight, an aesthetic detail NPCs can actually comment on later. Language is handled with the same granularity. All story dialogue was recorded twice, once in regional Sicilian for players who want total immersion, once in standard Italian for broader accessibility. You can toggle either track on the fly, and background characters switch dialects depending on whether they think you're listening. That level of care isn't just a gimmick, it's an audio cue that helps sell who trusts you and who doesn't in any given district. Speaking of trust, the game's notoriety system goes beyond a simple wanted meter. Weapons themselves are pared down but distinct. The Lupara, which is a sawed-off Sicilian shotgun, a 6-shot Baudio revolver, hand-crank carbine, and stiletto blade each occupy a single equipment slot. You never become a walking arsenal. The deluxe edition piles on themed variants, but every gun shares the same deliberate cadence, heavy recoil, long reload, brutal stopping power. On the economy side, cash is leverage rather than loot. You bribe town officials, grease customs officers to keep smuggling lanes quiet, and pay tailors to erase ballistic stains from your best suit. Spend too liberally and you'll be under-equipped for the next job. Hoard every lira and you risk losing allies who notice when generosity dries up. World building benefits from extensive field research, though the studio keeps that in the background rather than the foreground. Terrain shifts naturally from olive terraces to limestone caverns, from narrow villa corridors to sun-bleached coastal trails, and every texture feels like it has weight. You can credit a lengthy dev diary for explaining how those topographies were photogrammetrically captured, but in-game it simply reads as authenticity, never documentary. The business model is refreshingly restrained for 2025. A $49.99 standard edition gets you the full campaign, a $59.99. Deluxe adds cosmetic weapon skins, a limousine, a race car, and bonus horse gear, extras that stay cosmetic and era appropriate. It's rare to see such price for a game like this, and I'm glad they're taking it back to put a competitive price on the market. It's also worth noting the scale of the experience. In an industry that increasingly aims for 100-hour completion times, Hangar 13's leadership says they're targeting a game you can finish and still have a weekend left over, a high-polish, low-filler alternative to the service giants many of us bounce off after a week. Of course, questions remain terrain, we haven't yet seen how late game set pieces handle escalating stakes without open world sprawl. We don't know whether the AI's investigative routines hold up under pressure, or how the fame and fear balance plays in longer stretches. But as of today, The Old Country is striking a rare balance. Historically grounded yet mechanically modern, cinematic but not bloated, linear yet reactive. And that's why, at least for me, it's the only upcoming release I'm genuinely watching in the next few months this summer, apart from one other game that I'll have a video on tomorrow at the time of this video. No wild promises, just a clear vision of story-driven crime drama executed with craft and restraint. If Hangar 13 can stick the landing on August 8th, we might be looking at the most memorable single-player narrative of the year. Right now, that's more than I can say for anything else. For more on Mafia The Old Country, like the video and of course subscribe.